Backstage.
Yeah, nigga. Fake ass nigga.
You ain't no Israelite, but you a gospelite, bitch.
Fuck you talking about? Hey,
If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK, shoot solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood, a hood. More than you, bitch. Lashawan shit, I'm bout it. UPK, shoot solid. Fuck nigga don't want war. It ain't enough clips in your army. All the bitches wanna take my piece. All they hoes wanna take my piece. All the niggas wanna take my piece. No, I can't let a dog take it from me. I can't let a dog take it from me. You a hoe study and you dummy. And these bitches really out this bitch walking around like they don't know nothing. And a lame nigga fall for them and get set up for the coins and get gunned down, man down. Shoulda took the time, get a damn no. But I see the shawty and I show her. She could never get a preach hoe. You a dirt ass, rust ass neck bitch with that fake ass jewelry. In Tennessee while I'm touring. It's a Tennessee, but she luring. And a sucker duck bitch ass boy, fuck nigga over that bitch muggin'. I say, if that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK, shoot solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood, a hood. More than you, bitch. You a lame nigga down to me. Eat candy, but I'm sucker free. You a little nigga, ain't nothing to me. Base up, boy, I fit a beat. Yeah, AR-223. Draco with a magazine. Yeah, that clip run like limousine. I shoot your ass in the spleen. Boy, I bust your ass in the temple. We debating by the temple. Tell the truth, boy, you's a victim. And you're squirming off like a lizard. Nigga walk down my road. Why does nigga come down my road? Boy, come down my road. Boy, I charge your ass toll fee. I'm a real big priest, nigga. UPK play for keys, nigga. Commanding to get a damn order, but ain't nothing to me to damn kill you. I was stalking his ass like a cat. All weapons, boys full of tech. Boy, like a close combat. Nigga got popped off for a neck. If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK, shoot solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood, a hood. More than you, bitch.
Christ said 7 women gonna be on one nigga in the end time. Nigga, fuck wrong with you, boy. Stressed by that damn hoe ass bitch. Fake ass nigga too. Dumb ass motherfucker. Fuck you.
Backstage.
Shalom, Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Barakatham to all the brothers, Yahweh Shema Alathan Bashem Yahshua to all the sisters. Today, this is the I.S.U.P.K. started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Tonight's class is the Lashawan Qadash, meaning Holy Tongue. This is where we teach Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians their original language. We teach you the Hebrew, the tongue that you spoke before you spoke English, French, Creole, German, Dutch, any language you speak today. Prior to that, prior to slavery, you spoke Hebrew. So we're going back to our culture, back to our roots, and back to our original language. All right. Now we have classes in the school. We have a school in Birmingham, 394 Lodge Road, B18 5PW. We hold classes there every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. We have an online class done from Manchester on Tuesday. And today's class, the Lashawan Qadash, is usually done live from Manchester. We have a building, it's called Support for Progress. The address is Support for Progress, Westwood Street in Manchester, the postcode M144SW. Okay. And that is 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. Now make sure you follow me on Facebook so you can get any updates on any classes. For example, today's class was a bit of a delay, and it's not going to be from the building due to some technical difficulties. But we're holding the class now online. Slack here, give me 1 second. Give me one moment. Okay. So today's class, shalom to the sister that is in class. We got so I can bear with me. Let me just check I know you had a Hebrew name. We got a sister named was it Thar something.
You mean Salakia? You mean Thyropa?
Tharapa'ah. That's correct. Shalom.
That's my
Shalom, Lord
Hebrew
of
name,
Christ.
Salakia.
Don't sweat you too well. How you doing? Everything good?
Tawak.
All right, most of Christ. So like, is everything all right with your camera? Is your camera working or okay?
It's working.
All right, most of Christ. I need to send out the link to one more person. Just bear with me. So tonight's class will be going through verb tenses. All right, so your past tense verbs, your present tense verbs, and future tense verbs. Okay, now this is something we have been over in the classes previously, but yourself will not have been through them, so this will be new to you. So it's definitely good to go through them. All right, so I'm gonna share online. Okay, so that shows the right. So this is the last one, Qadash. So we start off with the Hebrew alphabet. Now with Hebrew, of course, you're reading from right to left. So if I could I get you to read out the Hebrew alphabet from start to finish, Baba Kashar? So from A, Ba, Ga, Da, so on.
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, you could.
Can you like zoom it up a little bit? Cause I can't even see like
Can't,
good.
no sweat. No sweat. Give me 1 second. All right, that should. Zoom out a little bit. There you go. Can you see it better now?
Kind. Abba, God, wait, Abba, Salakia, Abba, God, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Cha, Ta,
So this letter here, so like, give me 1 second. So this letter here, the one that looks kind of like a ladder, is Ka. It's
Ka,
pronounced Ka. No sweat. Go ahead.
Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sha, A, Pa, Ta,
So,
Kwa,
so like if I could. So here it's Sa, I, Pa, and then this one is Taza.
Taza, Salakia,
No sweat. Go ahead.
Sha, A, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Ta.
Brilliant. Well done. All right. So what you'll want to do is make a note of the Hebrew alphabet. So if you don't have it down already, if you don't have the sheet, um, you want to make sure you write these down. So you'll write out the letter. So you'll write out R, and then underneath it you'll write how it's pronounced. Now what I can do, Slacker, do you have this sheet to hand, or do you have it like on your phone or anything like that?
I need like the sheet.
All right, no sweat. I can send that to you right now. Just bear with me 1 moment. I can send it through to you on Facebook if that's to work.
Is to walk.
All right, no sweat, Chris. Okay, let me get this here. And there we go. That should now be with you. So we'll be using, of course, the Hebrew alphabet throughout today's class. Okay, so you have the sheet. Do you have any like a notebook and notepad to take notes?
Yeah, I'm jotting it down now.
All right, most sorry, Christ. Let me give you some time to get this done. If anybody online as well in the comments has any questions or wants me to go over anything, just let me know. Now for today's class, we'll be sticking with the Paleo Hebrew, which is the original. So if you can see on the sheet, there's two different Hebrews. Well, really, there's three, but the third one is just the Assyrian handwritten. So there's the ancient Hebrew, which is the Paleo, which is the original, and then there is the Assyrian, which is known as the modern Hebrew. So if you give me 1 second. Okay, just make sure I've got the. A new student that just joined in. Hey, shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema Allah Thaba Shem Yahushai. How you doing, Diana? Is everything to well?
Yeah.
I am also in Christ. It's lucky for class being late today as well. It's good to see you come through though. Okay, so what we're going to be going over in today's class is we're going to revisit the verb tenses. So do you remember when we went through verbs in the past tense, present tense, and future tense? We're going to be revisiting that with some examples. All right. Thoropa R, did you get the Hebrew alphabet down?
God.
Come on. All right, most sign Christ. All right, so we'll move forward. So the second thing we're going to go through is subject pronouns. All right. So this is pronouns such as I, you, he, she, we, so on and so on. Okay. So let me just amend the size. Let's go through here. Just move this over. Okay. So the first subject pronoun is I. Okay. So this can mean I or I am. All right. So I'm actually going to amend this here. It can be I or I am, depending on the context. Now, I is Anya in the Hebrew. Give me 1 second. I need to move this a bit to the right. Okay, so I or I am, whether it's masculine or feminine, is Anya. Okay, so I want you to write down I or I am, then write Anya, the written out in the English, and then write it out in the Hebrew. Okay. Now, Tharapa, the way the Hebrew works in terms of pronunciation is you write out the letters. So the letters are A, Na, and Ya. Okay, so these are A, Na, and Ya, again from right to left. Now, these first two letters are joined. Okay, and you know that by this symbol here. Okay, so when two letters are joined, the R drops off from the second letter. Okay, so that's why it's the first syllable here is just an. It's not ana. Okay, so it joined together, it's an, and then ya is separate. So you'd use this symbol here. Use the arch for letters that are pronounced separately, and the upside down arch to join them together. Okay. Is that all
Con.
good? Do you understand? All right, let's see.
Con.
No side across the water. Okay. So the second subject pronoun is you. So if I'm talking to you, I would say afar. Whether I'm talking to a brother or sister, I would say afar. All right, like in the salutes, you say Yahweh Shema I'al Afar Ba'Shem Yahushai, which means Yahweh, watch over you in the name of Yahweh Shai. Okay, so it's afar. Again, you have here an a fa, and this H at the end is a ha. Okay, so you write a, which is separate, because you can see it's fully written out as a, and then the fa and the ha join together to make tha. Okay. So that is atha. Now the next one is he, which is hawa'a. Okay. So he is hawa'a. So you have ha, wa, and ah. Now these are all fully pronounced. So each of these letters, ha, wa, ah, you pronounce them all. With ha, ya'a, which is she, it's the same. Ha, ya, ah. Okay. Let me give you all some time to write them down. Now the next one we have is we. So if you're saying we, it is anaknawa. Okay, so you have a, nak, nawa. Okay, so you have a, the na and the ka join together to make nak, and then na wa, anaknawa. Okay. So we have anaknawa. Oh, this one. Okay. After anaknawa, we have you in the plural sense. Okay, so you can say either you or you all, or like your. All right, so there's two different versions. There's one for a masculine plural and the feminine plural. Okay, the masculine plural is afam. Okay, so you have a, tha, and ma. So a, and then the tha and the ma join together to make thumb. Now the feminine version, so the feminine plural of you all is athan. So a, tha, and na, the tha and na join together to make than. That's why, for example, if you're talking to a group of brothers, saluting them, you'd say Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Barak Atham, right? With the ma at the end. If you're talking to a group of sisters, you'd say Yahweh Shema I'al Athan Bahashem Yahushai. If you're just talking one-on-one, you'd use atha in both cases. So you'd say Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Barak atha, or Yahweh Shema I'al atha Ba'ashem Yahushai. If you're talking to multiple people, you'd use atham or athan. Hey, shalom. So yeah, Ba'ashem Shabbat atha. Got Officer Pt.1. Checking in online. Lord in Christ. If I am at any time going too fast, just say Salakia. I'll go back. Make sure everyone has everything written down. All right. Okay. So we just did a thumb and a thun. Now the next pronouns are they. You're talking to a group of people, referring to them as they. Okay. Again, there's a masculine plural version and a feminine plural version. The masculine is Ham. Okay, so if you're saying, and that's not to be confused with Ham as in the nation Ham. The nation Ham is actually pronounced Kham. It's a Ka and a Ma. Okay, but in this case, it's Ham, meaning they. So if you're saying they, they went or they did, all right, you'd use Ham or Han, whether it's masculine or feminine. Okay, so for each of these, I want to make sure you get the English, what it means, whether it's, we'll want to write down whether it's masculine and feminine, whether it applies, whether it's plural. You'll write down the Hebrew written in the English letters and then the Hebrew written in the Hebrew letters. Okay. Now, usually I would have the Assyrian as well, but for time's sake, we'll just rock with the Paleo Hebrew. It's easier to read as well. But I know in previous classes I had both. In the next class, I'll probably have both anyway, but I'll mainly be focusing in on the Paleo. Just because that's one where you can read easily. Okay. So let me know once you've written them all down, and then we'll move on to the next part. Therapa, did you finish writing down the subject pronouns?
Card. I'm finished.
Right. No, sorry, Chris. If you don't mind me asking, what zone were you from again?
Philly.
Philly. All right, no sorry, Chris. Yeah, you under Captain Tawar.
Card.
No sorry, Chris. Shout out to Philly. Shout out to Captain Tawar. Okay. Let's see. So Diana, if you just let me know once you've written these down, and then we'll move on to the next exercise, okay? Again, if anybody has any questions or anything online, just put it in the chat. If anyone watching wants to join these classes live, you can do so. Just contact me via Facebook at raalbanbanyamyan or via email at raalbanbanyamyan@gmail.com. You'll find the information if you need to know how it's spelled. You'll find it in the description of the class. Okay. You'll also find the address to the building where it's usually held. All right, but make sure you do follow me on Facebook as well for any updates. And if you need to contact me, you'll find the details in the description. So if you want to join these classes live, all I need you to do is contact me, stating your name, the zone you're coming from, and the name of your camp leader. Okay. Okay. Diana, where you up to?
I'm at the last one.
The last one. Okay, no sound correct. So what we will do. Okay.
I'm done.
All right, no sound correct. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna go through. We'll leave this part for now. We'll go through verbs. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, we'll do it in order. So we'll start with the past tense. Okay, so what I want you to do is, if you can see on the what's this? If you can see on the right hand side here, this is a sheet containing 100 of the most common verbs. Okay, so what I want you to do is, I know it's a bit small, but if you can, just pick a verb. So pick any verb that you want to use for this exercise. So it can be, eat. It can be a cow. It can be call out or read, which is kwara. It can be anything. Rescue, which is yashai. Just pick one and let me know once you've got one, okay? There is a bit more at the bottom. I'll scroll down. Just let me know which one you pick, and then we'll move on to the exercise. Don't overthink it too much. Just grab one, whatever one you want. It can be gather, say, it can be anything. Y'all got one?
Yeah.
Come on. All right. Therapy, have you got one as well?
Con.
Okay, most sign Christ. So what verbs did you each pick?
I'll pick the one C, like the SEE.
C. Okay.
Con.
So that is over here. So that is Ra'ah. Okay. Go ahead. And Diana, which one did you pick?
I picked gather.
You picked gather. Okay, most sign Christ. So you got I.S.U.P.K. Okay. So we got C, which is Ra'ah. Now, the funny thing about Ra'ah, that is actually it's like part of my name. So my name is Ra'ah Ban, which means behold a son. So the Ra'ah means see or behold. So Ra'ah Ban, which means son. Okay, and then Diana has picked gather, which is I.S.U.P.K. So what I want you to do is write down the word you've picked. So write down, for example, gather. Write it out in the Hebrew. So I'm gonna have the paleo. Where's my whiteboard? Oh, there it is. So, for example, you're gonna write gather, and then you'll write it's a bit big. So, okay, so SAP. So, for example, Diana, you're gonna write this. So you'd write. Oh, it doesn't. So you'll write gather, and then write a SAP next to it. Okay, so a SAP. Okay. Now Tharapa you're gonna write again C, and then write it out in the Hebrew. So you got Ra, you got Ra, and Ha, right? Yeah. So Ra, Ra, Okay, so you're gonna let's see this way. You're gonna write out C, Slovakia, and then Ra. Okay,
Come.
Slovakia. I know I got the background going. If I let me remove this, just so you get the root word down. Ra. So let me know once you've got this done, and then we'll move on to the exercise.
I got it. Slovakia. I got it.
Most on across. Diana, have you got it?
Yeah.
Most on Christ. All right, so we got a SAP and we got Ra'ah. Okay, so what we're going to go through it in order. So we'll start off with the past tense. Okay, so we want you to write past tense, and then the word for past is I bar. Okay, so you're going to write past I bar and then write it out in the Hebrew. Where is my 1 second. Oh. Okay, so you're going to write past tense, then past in the Hebrew is I bar. So you got I, bar, and ra. The bar and ra join together to make bar. Okay. Now my example, the example that I used is Nathan, okay, which means give. Okay, now you don't have to write down your example. What I want you to do is write, you've already written out the verb, so just write the verb example. For tharapa R, you're gonna write C and then write Ra'ah. So R-A-A-H. No. Is that right? Yeah. R-A-A-H. Yeah. And then Diana, you're gonna write gather and then ASAP. So A-H-S-A-P. You don't have to write the Hebrew again, you already have it. I had you write it down before. But we're gonna go through each of these examples and I want you to plug in your verb. Okay. So just let me know once you've written the verb example, and I'll go through the first one.
I got it down.
Okay, Most High in Christ. All right, we'll move on. So the first example is with the subject pronoun I. So what is I in the Hebrew? I or I am? From what we've written down early, you can tell me what I or I am is in the Hebrew. Anyone? All right, no sweat. So I in the Hebrew is anya. Okay, so that's it right here. Whether you're a brother or a sister, it's anya. Okay. So if you're saying I did something, so for example, I gave, or I gathered, or I saw, the rule is that to make the verb past tense, you add thaya to the end of the verb. Okay. So for my example, is I gave, is anya nathan thaya. Okay, so you add thaya to the end. So I'm going to show you what that looks like written down. All right. So you have one second. You have anya nathan thaya. Okay, so anya nathan thaya. Okay, so that's what that looks like written down in the Hebrew. You have Anya Nathan Thaya. Okay, so you add Thaya to the end. Right, so what I want you to do for your example is write it down as I've written it. So write, for example, the subject, which is I, which is Anya, and then write the rule beneath it. So add Thaya to the end, and then give your example. So for example, for I, your example will be I saw, or I beheld, which will be Anya Ra'a Thaya. Okay, so I want you to write it out in the English letters as I've done, and then beside it, write it out in the Hebrew, like I've done here. All right. And Diana, you're going to do the same. So you're going to write the subject I, Anya. You're going to write the rule, add Thaya to the end, and yours is going to be Anya I.S.U.P.K Thaya. Okay. So again, write it out in the English letters and then write it out in the Hebrew letters. So each of you are going to have a different set of examples. So I'm going to have the example of the verb give. Tharpa I, you're going to have all the rules with the example of the word see or behold. And then Diana, you're going to have all the examples with the word gather. Or I guess gathered in the past tense. So once you've written down I gathered in both the English letters and in the Hebrew letters, I want you to show me what you've written down, just so I can check that it's correct, okay? Bear with me 1 second, I'm just going to get a cloth to wipe off the whiteboard. If I can find it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill practicing your speaking of the Hebrew, your and your writing of the Hebrew. And also you're reading technically, but not as much because I haven't written these down in English letters. So it'll be more your speaking and your writing. Now, if anyone wants to play along in the comments, now I know you can get like the modern Hebrew alphabet downloaded to your phone. There is some apps that you can use where you can get the paleo. You might be able to text that into the chat, but I think you'd probably have to leave the YouTube. If you're watching it on your phone, it would be a bit difficult. But if you do want to go along with us, you can have the Hebrew what am I saying? The Hebrew keyboard added to your phone, and then just type in and follow along. So, for example, I'm gonna get an example of Anya Nathanthaya. Okay, so I'm gonna do Anya Nathanya. Okay. If I put in the comments, this is an example of what you can do to follow along. Okay. So what I've just put in the comments is Anya Nathanthaya. Okay, so like here, Anya Nathanthaya. Okay, so if you wanted to pick a verb, pick any verb. I think the easiest one to do is, if you don't have one from the sheet, just do Shema, which means to watch or to guard. Okay, so you can do that as an example, or you can just follow mine and write out what it would be in the Hebrew. Okay, so in the first example of I gave, you'd write out Anya Nathanya in the comments. Okay, so has everyone got what their example would be? So have you got I gathered, or I saw, or I beheld? Tharapa, did you manage to get yours written down?
And card.
Okay, Most High in Christ. So first, what I want you to do is read out what you've written down. So the example. So it's going to be I beheld, or I saw.
So the Salakia, the
Mm-hmm.
word, like the verb that I picked. Do you want me to use that?
Yes, so you're going to use that as the example. Okay. So your example is going to say, it's not going to be I gave, it's going to be I beheld. I like using the word beheld more than see. It's going to be I beheld, which is going to be Anya Ra'athaya. Okay. So
Card.
we want to write that out in the English and then write it out in the Hebrew as well. Okay. Diana, did you manage to get your one down?
No, not yet.
Okay, no sweat. Do you understand what you're doing?
Not really.
Okay, no sweat. So basically, what I've done is I've done an example of I gave. Okay, so my example is give using the word Nathan. So in the past tense, that would be I gave. Now I want you to use your verb that you picked. So you picked gather, which is asap. I want you to use the same rule and make it past tense. Okay, so you're gonna write basically all this. The subject and the rule is going to be the same, but your example is going to be different. Your example is going to be I gathered, and it's going to be Anya Asap Thaya. Okay, so when you write that out in the English letters, so yours would be in English, for example, Asap Thaya, and then next to it, write that all out in the Hebrew. Okay, so it's going to be Anya Asap Thaya in the Hebrew. Do you understand?
Okay. Yeah.
No, sorry, Christ. Change this back to Nathan. Let me just do this. So at the end, I'm going to get you to read out your example. So you'll read out Anya, Asapthaya, and then show me what you've written. So both in the English letters to make sure you spelled it correctly, and then in the Hebrew letters to make sure you've spelled it and connected it correctly. Okay. And again, anyone can play along in the comments if you've picked a verb. Let me see if I can get the. If you haven't picked a verb from earlier, you can either go back to the verb sheet and pick one, or you can use the one Shema. Okay. So your example of if you was to plug Shema in, which is watch or guard, is going to be I watch. So your example will say, example, I watched, and it will be Anya Shamathaya. Okay. So I can actually write that out. So just to make sure everyone understands, if I were to do an example of, one second, example of I watched. It's going to be Anya, and then you just plug in Shamathaya. Okay. So you'll write this out in your notes, and then what you can do in the chat is you can send me Anya Shamathaya in the Assyrian, in the modern Hebrew. So if I give an example, so it'd be Anya Ma yeah. Okay. So this example will look like this. Okay, Anya Shamathaya. Okay. Now that is in the comments. For the students in class, I want you to write your example in the Paleo Hebrew. Okay. But does everybody understand what they're doing, or is anyone confused? Okay, I'll take that as everyone knows what they're doing. I definitely recommend everyone get you can download the Hebrew keyboard on your phone. To do it, all you'll need to do is go to your keyboard. So say if you're in the comments, your keyboard will pop up. I'm on, so let me give you an example. If I go to this class and go in the comments, if I'm using Apple, my keyboard will look like this. Oops. Okay, let's get my face in there. It's kind of hard to do. You'll see a world symbol. Okay. Now, if you long press it, you'll be able to go to keyboard settings and you can add languages. So you'll go to keyboards and then you'll be able to add new keyboard, add the Hebrew one, and then you'd be able to switch between the English keyboard and the Hebrew keyboard. Okay. If you're on Android, it's pretty much the same. You'll basically go to keyboard settings, you'll add a keyboard, and then you add the Hebrew keyboard. All right, that will give you the Assyrian on your phone. Okay. Third part. Have you finished your example? So I beheld.
Karn. But my
Okay.
handwriting is like so small right now.
No, you good. You good. No sweat. So first, what we need to do is just read out. So read out the example line.
I beheld Salakia, Alathon. And I wrote the symbols, like the ones the for the C one.
Yep. The Hebrew letters. Okay,
Karn.
so I want you to read out the English first. So basically, So what you'll have done is written I beheld, and then you will have written Anya, and then what would your verb be for beheld?
I beheld to Salakia. I beheld Alathan to see. Um,
So Ilathon actually means over you all. So if I said Yahweh Shema Ilathon, I'm saying Yahweh watch over all the sisters. Okay, so to say I, the word would be Anya, which means I or I am. And then your verb Ra'ah, to plug this into say I beheld, you'd write Ra'ah and then you'd add Thaya at the end. Okay, so you'd use the rule. So your example should look like, written out in English, it should look like, if I do beheld, it would be Anya, and then you swap out Nathan for Ra'ah. It'll be, seconds. Ra, how is this done? It's a Ra, then an R, and a Ha. Yeah, so it'd be Anya, Ra'ah, Thaya. Okay, so that's how you'd write it out. And then next to it, you'd have the Hebrew letters. Okay.
alright.
If that isn't what you've written down, just go over it now. Now I'll give you the first one as an example. So I'll give Ionaz as well. So your first example should say, or do you want to have you finished yours, Diana? Do you want to tell me what you've got so far?
I think I'm almost done. Hold on.
No, sir. Shalom to young man as well, checking in from Northern California, Bay Area. Shalom Yabashim Shabbat. Well, do is all right here. I gathered is going to be Anya Asathaya. Okay. So Diana, your example should look like this. It should be, you'll write out, these two lines will stay the same. So you'll write this out, get the rule down, and then your example line should look like this. Okay. It will be I gathered, which is Anya Asapthaya. Okay. Is that what you've written?
Yeah, I got that.
Okay, most
Yeah.
high Christ. And then written out in the Hebrew. Do you want to show me what you've written out in the Hebrew?
Oh, wait. Okay, I didn't do that.
That's right. To the person Mansa Musa in the chat, so it says a newcomer from Birmingham. What's you saying? What's good or what's good? God, I'm not sure if that's a question or you're saying like what's good, like what's up. If you can, just let me know, or if your question is about God, just let me know and I'll answer your question. All right. If you don't mind me asking as well, what's your if you're gonna comment, what's your nationality if you could? I know Mansa Musa, I believe, is some. I think he's like African, some rich African. All right, just put your nationality as well if you don't mind. So, Diana, could you show me? Have you written out the Hebrew of Anya Asapthaya?
Not yet. I'm writing it now.
Okay, no sweat, no sweat. All right, so what I'll do instead, I'll write it down with you, and then cross-reference to make sure that you've written it correctly. Okay. So it's gonna be Anya Asapthaya. So Asapthaya. Okay. So your example should look like this. Okay. Let me get the get this out of the way. So it'd be Anya Asapthaya. Why is it flicking in and out? There we go. So Anya Asapthaya. Shalom, sister, Lord in Christ.
Salakia, my phone had died. Salakia.
Nah, no sweat, no sweat. I think mine's about to die. I need to get my charger. But I got about 9% left. Not the laptop, the classroom. But this is, for example, Diana's example. So you can see on the board, I've written, this is what her example line will look like. So I gathered, Anya Asapthaya, and next to it, she will write it out in Hebrew. So Anya Asapthaya. Okay. Now for yours, if I put out, it will be Anya Ra Fa Ya. Okay, so Anya Ra Fa Ya. So yours should look like this top one here. So Anya Ra Fa Ya. Right. So again, you should both have these two lines here showing the subject and the rule for that subject, meaning the subject pronoun, and then your example. So my example is I gave, Anya Nathantaya. R's example is I beheld, Anya Ra'athaya. And then Diana's example will be I gathered, Anya Asapthaya. Okay, and then write the Hebrew next to it. Again, if you want to play along in the comments as well, use the verb shama, which means to guard. Okay, so shama, I'll write it out for you as well, is shama. Okay, so this is shama at the bottom. You have sha, ma, and ra. Shama, which means to watch. Okay, so if your example is going to be I watched or I guarded, it's going to be anya, which is the same here. Shama, and you're just gonna add tha, and write this backwards. I think that's correct. Ama, anya, shama, thaya. Okay, so that's the example in chat. Now, what you can do is if you want to give your answer in the comments, I would recommend downloading a Hebrew what's the word? A Hebrew keyboard to your phone, your laptop, whatever, and then you can put your answer in the comments. So you'll put Anya Shamathaya in the comments. All right. So for example, what I've done is I've posted my example, which is Anya Nathantaya. It's Anya Nathantaya. Okay, that's what it will look like in the Assyrian. So everyone can play. Everyone can join along. So I'm saying it's like you've got Cynthia Sullivan. It says yes, thank you, amen. All right, no sweat. Mm-mm. So has everybody got this first example down, or do you need a bit more time?
I got it down.
Okay, most high Christ. Therapist, did you get yours down as well?
Con.
Okay, most high Christ. All right, so we'll move on to the next example, which is going to be the subject of you. I'm talking to you, whether it's masculine or feminine. The rule is that you add tha to the end, okay, to the verb. So, for example, you gave is going to be atha nathantha, okay? So what I want you to do again is write the subject, the rule. This is going to be the same. Your example, you're going to be specific to your verb that you chose, okay? So I want to see what you come up with, and we'll check if it's correct. Does everybody understand? Is there any confusion, or you all got it?
Con, I got it.
No sign
Me
Christ.
too.
Okay, no sign Christ. The water. Okay, just let me know once you've finished, and then I'll check what you've done. Okay.
Lakia.
Come on, go ahead.
So for the example, should I put like I gave
No, so your example is going to be I beheld. No, it's going to be you beheld. All right, for this example.
the water?
No sweat. So you're basically swapping out the verb. The verb that I chose is give. You're going to swap that for see slash beheld slash behold. I mean, okay. So for you, beheld, it's going to be athar, and then your verb, and then you add thar at the end. Again, anyone wanting to play along online, what you will do is use the verb shema, okay? And then if you have a Hebrew keyboard added to your device, you can write in your example, okay? So I'm gonna like write in. So if I was to use shema as the example, meaning to watch, it would be atha shama shamatha. Okay, let's check that's correct. Atha shamatha. So anybody who was playing along online, what you would write out is this example right here. So you'd write out atha shamatha. Okay, just to make sure, just so I can know that you understand it. Has anybody finished their example yet?
Almost.
Okay, that's all correct.
I'm done.
Okay, Most High in Christ. So, Diana, can you tell me, can you read out what your example is?
Sa asaptaya.
Okay, so you said Atha Asapthaya,
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the rule with you, the rule is that you add tha to the end. So I know with I, you add thaya. With you just add tha. Okay. So what yours should read is atha asaptha. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's my first. Therapa, do you have yours down?
Car.
Okay. Most High in Christ. Could you give me your example?
I beheld Ra-tha-ya at the end.
Okay. So you said ra'a thaya, like that. It's like, is this? Oh, I lost you for a second.
He downstairs. He downstairs.
Okay.
He, he's downstairs, grandma, watching TV. The baby is over his grandma's house. She came and got him this morning at 9 o'clock.
So
I
Therapa,
packed like the changing
it
clothes.
says you're on mute, but for some reason I can still hear you. I'm not sure if
He
that's a
come back. He come back tomorrow. Yeah. I packed like his changing clothes, the pajamas,
so
and
like
his clean.
Therapa.
Hold on one second.
It says you're on mute, but for some reason I can still hear your
So,
audio. I'm not sure if that's a private call. I don't know if the it's kind of messing up.
give me 1 second.
Nah, no sweat, no sweat. Go ahead. Okay, there you go. Okay, right. So I believe what she said was Ra'athaya. So her example of you beheld is going to be a tha. So a tha means you, and then her example should be Ra'a tha. Okay, so you just add tha to the end. So for example, I'll highlight what you're adding to the end here. This is all you're gonna add. You just add tha if I'm saying you did something. Okay. All right, let me so for example, I gave, you add thaya to the end. Okay, so atha nathan thaya. Same with I beheld, anya ra'athaya. I gathered, anya asathaya. With you did these things, you gave is atha, which is you, nathan tha. You just add tha to the end. Okay. Again, atha ra'atha is you beheld, and atha asaptha is you gathered. Okay. Now the next rule, I'm just going to move on while Therapa is on the phone. The next rule is with the subject he. Now with he, the verb stays the same for past tense. Okay. So with he, for example, if he gave, it's hawa'a nathan. Okay. The verb nathan just stays the same. Right. So what I want you to do is write out the subject, hawa'a, the rule, and then what your example would be. Okay. So for the rule is that the verb stays the same. Okay, so you don't add anything to a sap or you don't add anything to ra'a. Okay, what we'll probably do for time's sake is we might get to she, and then what I'll do is I'll follow on next class with a part 2. Hopefully we have more students in as well, so it's more interactive, and if anyone wants to interact online, you can just use the modern Hebrew keyboard to put in your answers.
Slovakia, what does it mean by the verb stays the same?
So the verb is a doing word. So for example, in the example he gave is the verb. Okay, so Nathan is the verb. Gather is the verb. So asap is the verb. Okay, so it stays the same. You don't add
Okay.
anything to the end. You don't add anything to the beginning. It stays the same.
Oh. Okay, thank you.
So your example will be hawa'a, and then the verb will stay the same. So it'll just be hawa'a asap. Okay. Again, so you're writing it out in the
Tawara.
English, no sweat on the bar, and then write it out next to it in the Paleo letters, the ancient Hebrew letters. So I could give an example if I want to use the laptop's pen. I could do ha wa uh no no fine. Okay, so this is what my example would look like. Writing down both the English letters, so Hawa'a, Nathan, and then the Hebrew letters next to it. So this is what you should be doing for each of your examples. Okay, so you'd have he gave Hawa'a Nathan, and then write it out in Hebrew. Hawa'a Nathan. Okay. Hey, Shalom, Yabashim Shabakatha. We got Officer Aria Allah of the UK. Shout out to Aria Allah. It's like your therapist. Are you saying something? Your mic is on mute. Or are you still on the phone? You must have been on the phone. No, sir. So Aria Allah, if you're watching online and you want to join in with the class, what you can do is if you have a Hebrew keyboard added to your phone, now you can do that by just going to Hebrew settings, add new keyboard, then add the Hebrew keyboard. That will give you the Assyrian keyboard added to your phone. Okay. So what I would want students online to do is make your notes. So write out the subject and the rule. So these are past tense verbs. Okay. So the rule for past tense verbs for the subject pronoun he, which is hawa'a, is that the verb stays the same. So what I want you to do is write this every time. Write the subject, write the rule, the verb stays the same. And in the example, so my example is he gave, using the verb nafan, which means give. I'd want students online to swap that out for the verb shamar, which means to watch or to guard. Slacky, I'm getting a bit of oh no, sir. So you'd swap that out with shamar. So what I just want the students to online to do is write out. So for this example, he watched will be ha wa sha ma. Yeah, just ha wa shama. Okay, so let me put that in the chat. So for students online wants to participate, you would just write this in the chat. Hawa'a shama, which means he watched. Okay, now you can write out the English. So better thing to do would be to do he watched and then write out the Hebrew. So it'd be again Haya'a Shama. Okay, let's wait for that to come through. Haya Shema, Salaki, Hawa Shema. Okay, now this example, so this is what you'd write. So he watched. Now this example is incorrect. I accidentally did Haya'a, which is she. So you do Hawa'a, which is this one. Hawa'a Shema. What I did was I've written he watched, but did she watch Salakia. You get the point. I know so. So Aria is like slavery, so just watching. I no sweat. No sweat. Yeah, watching Thara. So Salakia, Tharapa. So I just wanted to go over your previous example for the subject you. So if I'm saying you beheld, so what you would write is for your example, it would be you beheld, and it would be athar, which means you. That's the subject pronoun. And then what you do to the verb is write ra'ah, and then you just add tha to the end. Okay, so I
Con.
believe when you said it, you said ra'ah thaya. That is the rule for if I'm saying I beheld. If I'm saying you beheld, you just add tha. Okay, so it'd
Con.
be athar ra'ah tha. All right. Now, again, moving on to subject pronoun he, which is hawa'a. The rule is that the verb stays the same. So my example he gave hawa'a nathan. Your example would be hawa'a ra'a. Okay, he beheld. And then this is just an example right here of how you'd write my example out in the Hebrew. So this is what I want you to do next to it. Write out what it is in the Paleo Hebrew, the ancient. Okay. Now we got about 5 more minutes, so I think I'll just go through one more rule, get through the rule for she, and then we'll close out with the class. So the rule for she, which is haya'a, which I don't really need to have this because it's obviously feminine. Okay, so she, haya'a, the rule is that you just add a ha at the end of the verb. Okay, so the verb stays the same, but you add a ha at the end to make it feminine. Okay, so for example, if she gave, it's haya'a nathana. Okay, now when adding ha to the end, when adding ha to the end of a verb, you want to make sure you're not writing nathan ha. Okay, and I'll show you why. So I'll write out in the Hebrew. So lucky, I know it's a bit janky, but I'm using a laptop with a touchpad, which is really not ideal for writing stuff with a pen. Okay, bear with me. So haya na fa na. Okay. So you can see, so these are the letters. So you've added a ha at the end of Nathan to make it feminine. Let me just write the so ha, ya, ah. Now when you add a ha to the end here, what it does is instead of it being Nathan ha, the na and the ha now become joined together. Okay, so it becomes na, tha, na. Okay. Now for Tharapa'a's example, yours already ends in a ha. Okay, so yours would actually add another ha to the end. Okay, so your would be, I'll just write out the verb as an example. It would be, right, ra, Okay, so you'd add another ha. So it would be ra, and then this ha would then be pronounced separately. But if it doesn't end in a ha, you join it. Okay. So your for therapy R, your example would be haya ra'aha. Okay.
Oh, that's what that's what I put. That's what I put.
Okay, most are in Christ. Does that make sense?
I'm about to log off, Slovakia.
No sweat, no sweat. We're about to close out with the class as well. We just closed out with the that last rule. But if you need to log off, you can go ahead and log off.
Shalom Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahashar.
Yahweh Shema Allah thought about Shemi Shai. Okay. Okay, so Diana, did you get your example for he gathered and she gathered?
Yeah.
Okay, Most High in Christ. Can you tell me? Don't want to do that. Can you tell me first of all what he gathered is?
What did she say?
Could you tell me what he gathered is in the Hebrew?
Hold on. Hawa, hawa, or what? Hawa,
Hawa'ah, that's perfect. So Hawa'ah,
hawa, asap.
asap, correct. So Hawa'ah, asap is he gathered. The verb stays the same. Okay. So can you tell me what she gathered would be?
I don't know if this is right. Haya,
Yep,
asapa.
Haya'ah, asapa, that's correct. Okay, so you just add a ha at the end. So it would become Haya'ah, asap, asapa, basically. So I can write it out as the example. Just give me 1 second. So she gathered. It's going to be Haya'ah, asapa. Okay. It's going to be a sa. Let me just write it out in the Hebrew just to make sure it's correct. So ha, ya, sa, pa. Okay, so ha, ya, sa, pa. Okay, so this is how you'd write it out in the Hebrew. Let me get rid of this. So you can see ha, ya, which means she, sa, pa. Because you add the ha to the end, and it comes joined with the pa. So Haya'a Asapa. Okay. So let me know once you've written this down, and then we will close out with the class. All right, we'll pick up where we left off in the next class.
I got it.
Most High in Christ. Okay, and with that, we're gonna close out with the class. So let me do the let me get the announcements real quick. Okay, so we are the I.S.U.P.K. started out 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, on the commanding Johnny YAHANNA. Rules for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves with the world. If they need transportation, a teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other, and after that 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. There's also tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10 means 10th in the Hebrew. Ma'ashara, which means of 10. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or the teacher. There's also a priest fund, which is a free will offering for the priest. Whatsoever you can give whatsoever amount you would like. It's not mandatory. Upcoming holy convocations. The next one is the Feast of Dedication or HaKanaka. I'm not sure the exact date, but all Akim and Aqua remember to check the bulletin board in the hallway, which has all the dates of the high holy days. And if anybody wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. There's boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarf. And with that, I'm Madiam, which means to stand. This is just for the brothers for now. So I'm going to salute. We don't have any brothers in the class. So I'm just going to salute everyone watching online. I'm Madiam. I'm Madiam Shabbat. I'm Madiam Barak. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Barak Thumb. And then to the sisters, if the sisters could stand. And I'm going to salute the sister. So Yad Yam Matar, Yemen of Israel, I'm Madiam. I'm Madiam Shabbat. I'm Madiam Barak. Yahweh Shema Alafa Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
Yahshua Alta Bashem Yahshua.
Yad Yam Matar. And class dismissed. All right. Most High in Christ. So what again for tuning in. Bye, Nas. I'll see you next week, all right? Shalom, Lord of Christ.
This a Batman tune. I promise you. This shit lit, cuz. This shit lit. Alright? Run that joint.
Niggas looking for the light. Me and my niggas prepared for the dog. Yeah. So we gon' get it on for the last days, nigga. You already know what it is. 140 for the rebel.
They in the building. We in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out. Earn your stripes, dog. You with us or not? We can get it on when it's on. It don't never stop. First you get that power, gotta hold it down. Watch your step, boy. You on holy ground. They in the building. We in the spot. We can go to war. Let's see who make it out. It's a problem, tell them pop off. I die for I let my colors fly, boy. For a nigga take me, they a drop dead. AR, clean them up like a mop pig. Say he cool, he bad, he really so tough. They like, damn, look what he did to Billy go rough. Little bitch think she Kiki Palmer, silly hoe. She know I'm that bull, but I ain't from Philly though. From the city where they say about that ribbon like petty poops. Know them niggas plotting, gotta deal with me. Can't catch me slipping, got to steal with me. Just left Alabama, bought a chopper from some hillbilly move. He made my they feel the blade. Leave them all bruised, come through like a plague. Rebel off the leash like a dog out the cage. Call me Johnny Blaze on One West May. Watch your step get stretched like a limousine. So my brother bring that blade back wet. That's my enemy. Little nigga, this that cult need to talk. Niggas know I got blood in my cup. I just sip it like it's grenadine. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war, let's see who make it out. Earn your stripes, dog, you with us or not. We can get it on when it's on, it don't never stop. First you get that power, gotta hold it down. Watch your step, boy, you on holy ground. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war, let's see who make it out. Tell them niggas good night, here come the bitch. Look, told them niggas get right or get left. UPK, bad man, I pin to your flesh. Hellboy, rip the soul out of dead man shit. Got the rate, the power, I been the showstopper. Yeah, they might hate, but I know they gon' watch. Zone on lock, and you know the flow prop. Iced out, got the drip out of David Jones lock. Know I got the plan, they say that you the man. No shit, Sherlock, I'm the one you heard about. Burn down the building, let them all watch. Throw that One West up, then I swear about. Sick with this shit, I do not need a detox. He don't watch a step, blow him out them Reeboks. We taking over, I'm sending the word out. Can't see me, little nigga, I put you in a bird box. Look, it's One West practical, gladiator, maximal. Creep on them slow, but that Glock fire rapid. All I want is more power, more straps to blow. Ain't got excuse for no car, he gon' have to go. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war, let's see who make it out. Earn your stripes, dog, you with us or not. We can get it on when it's on, it don't never stop. First you get that power, gotta hold it down. Watch your step, boy, you on holy ground. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war, let's see who make it out.